this is something a little bit new, something a little bit different than anything that we have done on the channel before. But if you're like me, you might be struggling sometimes to keep up with all of the different geeky news that come out on a weekly basis. I tried to do my very best to keep up with it, but honestly, sometimes some things just slip through the cracks. Like recently, I found out about the whole Deadpool 3 news, which we will cover on this video. So basically what I decided is try out this brand new show format where basically we're going to go on ahead and aggregate all of the geeky news from Star Wars, Marvel, DC. Those are kind of going to be the main themes that we cover in a weekly show, and we'll discuss all of them at once so that it's all nice and convenient, and you could look forward to just this one episode that will cover all the news together. So with that in mind, of course, if you guys do enjoy the video, hit the thumbs up button. Also, let me know what name you guys would like to see for this particular show, because so far I just literally called it Geek News Weekly, which is what it is, but it's not obviously a particularly great name at this point in time. So if you guys have an idea, let me know in the comment section below. So with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, let's get rocking and let's get rolling. We're going to kick things off in the Star Wars side of things. So if you did not know, this past week or so, and again, we're going to cover around the last 7 days of news. So we're not going to go back months and months from now, months and months from today, to go on ahead and see what news had already occurred. But this past week, we got the announcement of Mandalorian indeed will have a second season in 2020 in the fall, which was very, very surprising because honestly, I did not know this. I thought that it was going to launch in 2021. That's what I had thought I heard. But surprisingly so, if you're a fan of the first 8 episodes of Mandalorian, we will be getting another season, and it will be this year, and it will be in the fall. Now, if I had to predict when it would be, because we didn't get a clear indicator of an actual time frame, I would probably guess November. If there is no Star Wars movie in that time frame, it seems like they are particularly fond of releasing Star Wars projects in that sort of Christmas time frame. That's the case with pretty much every Star Wars film that we have gotten since Disney has taken over and since Disney has been making Star Wars movies. So I would probably venture to say maybe October, November, in that time frame we will see those episodes air, and my guess is that it once again will be 8 episodes. So I am looking forward to that. Let me know if you guys are excited about season 2 of The Mandalorian, and I guess you could also leave a little bit of a tangent about what you thought of the finale, because that was a pretty cool finale episode. So from there, let's go on ahead and jump into a lot of Marvel news. There's a ton of Marvel news to cover here, and it's gonna pretty much forgo DC news for this particular episode because there wasn't anything specific that was revealed for this week, but hopefully there will be some stuff to discuss next week. Regardless, though, first and foremost, we have the news of the fact that there is indeed a Deadpool movie being worked on under the Marvel banner, which is super exciting to hear. So Ryan Reynolds himself, of course, the actor that portrays Deadpool in the movies, in the 2 previous films that we have seen already, he confirms that he had a meeting with Marvel, which was rumored for a little while now when he tweeted a picture of himself at the Marvel head offices. But then in addition to that, he confirmed that they are actually working on a 3rd movie and that they're excited. They have an actual team all working there at Marvel. Now, let's go on ahead and actually analyze what this means. So for me personally, a lot of people jump to the conclusion that, oh, this is not going to be rated R and it's going to be terrible and it's going to be trash and it's not going to be like the other Deadpool movies. I would say that the second Deadpool movie kind of showed that maybe they didn't really have a good idea to make a second Deadpool movie. So to me, I honestly don't have any issue if they pivot away from it being a rated R film and instead make it PG-13. However, now calm down, slow down. I know you're typing already. Yeah, bro, of course you don't want it to be rated R, but relax. Let's just go on ahead and tone it down a bit and analyze why it would make sense. Imagine a scene where he literally, you open up the movie and he says, like the Marvel logo appears and then he just says, what the heck? Well, I guess he wouldn't say what the heck. He would say, WTF, let's say, is going on here, and you bleep every time that he curses. So he can still curse, you just bleep it all the time. And you get around that way. You could do blurring if there's like too much violence or something like that. You could cut away. You could do a lot of creative things to make it a PG-13 movie. And because Deadpool is self-aware and he can break the fourth wall, he could make fun of it all and be like, hey, what the heck happened since these guys took over? Now suddenly the movie's a completely different rating. So I honestly think that it would be doable to make it a PG-13 or 14 or whatever it is. And at the same time, it would allow him to then interact with other characters in the MCU and for it not to be like feel out of place, you know? So I think that would be great. But furthermore, I honestly would not be shocked if they went ahead and made it a rated R movie, because I think that they can look at something like The Joker and see that movie wasn't just rated R, but it was genuinely unbelievably mature. Like, the thing is about Deadpool is that, yes, it's a R-rated film, but it's so over the top with its violence and gore and comedy that honestly, to me, I don't particularly even think that it's like a particularly rated R film. So when you look at something like The Joker, like, that's an R-rated film. That's a mature film that's very, 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 very tonally adult. And I think that they looked at the success of that movie, and furthermore, the two successes that they had with the Deadpool movies already, I'm sure that they would not mind making the third film R-rated. That's my guess, but I guess time will tell. Next up, let's discuss the fact that Spider-Man 3 has been confirmed to begin filming this summer in 2020. So this is, of course, the third Spider-Man movie for Tom Holland's MCU crossover, MCU integrated films. Within this particular news story, we also got a little bit of a rumor in the sense that apparently Sony's trying to get Tom Holland to appear in Venom 2, which is coming out this year. And again, this rumor was floating around for the first Venom movie, and there was even rumors that were even more serious, where they said that Tom Holland had actually shot scenes with Tom Hardy, and that there was a post-credit scene that was pulled by Marvel and Disney, and they said that you can't air it or something along those lines. So I honestly don't know if there's any credence to this. I personally would say that it's likely that he will not be appearing in the Sony movies until their deal with Disney is up. I think that that's the most likely point that you will see Spider-Man start to appear in those Sony movies. So that's my prediction. That's my guess. But I think it would be still obviously really cool to see Spider-Man and Venom in the same movie. That would be pretty fantastic. Let me know what you guys think, though. And in addition to that, I guess also in the summer of 2020, we're going to start hearing more news about who Spider-Man will be going up against in that third film, since when they start shooting, that's usually when all the leaks start to happen for scenes and villains and costumes and reveals. So that should be pretty cool. Now, from there, let's go on ahead and transition onwards and forwards to the next piece of detail, and that is another show that was pulled to be earlier, and it is a Disney Plus show. This is WandaVision. If you don't know what that is, there is a Disney Plus show that is being worked on for one of their many Marvel shows, and it is called WandaVision. It is obviously focused on, guess whom? Wanda and Vision. So pretty straightforward there. But this show was supposed to come out in early 2021, but they have now been able to go on ahead and pull it towards the 2020. So it's going to be coming out at some point in the late part of this year. So that's pretty exciting, because that means that at the end of 2020, we will be receiving not just a new season of Mandalorian, but also a new season for a Marvel Disney Plus show, which will be WandaVision, which I think is a good thing, because honestly, I've heard a lot of people complain about the fact that Disney Plus does not have enough original content, and that they need to pick up the pace. And we knew that we were going to get one Marvel show with Falcon and Winter Soldier this year, but now it looks like it's exciting because we will be getting another one just in the latter half of the year. So that's very cool to see as well. Then let's discuss some Thor Love and Thunder news, because there was quite a bit of it. First and foremost, Taika Waititi does confirm that the film will begin to film in August of 2020, which means that both Spider-Man and Thor will be filming in the summer period. He did go on ahead and obviously confirm that they are planning to shoot in Australia. I'm hopeful that everything, by the time that they shoot, hopefully everything in Australia will have settled as far as the craziness that they're experiencing right now. Again, this is a geeky news show, but if you have not had a chance, please get informed about what's going on in Australia. And just take a look at it at least and become informed. And if you can help, that would be wonderful. So regardless, let me go on ahead and stay focused here. He said that they are aiming to shoot on the end of August in 2020 in Australia. So that could be cool. And obviously we will see what that movie will look like. It's exciting to think that when Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor, when those movies are coming out, I would have never predicted that Thor would be the one to receive a fourth film, but it's happening. So within that news, of course, if you did not know, the story that they're supposedly going to be introducing in this particular film is that of Jane Foster becoming Thor, which is super cool and interesting as far as how they're going to make it work. Because from what I remember in the Jason Aaron run, some drastic events have to happen in order for that to occur. So I don't know how they're going to adapt it from what's going on in the MCU after Endgame and what happened in the comics with that run with like the unworthy Thor and all that stuff. So I guess we'll see. But the more exciting piece of news that actually came out this week was that of Christian Bale joining the cast of Thor Love and Thunder, which is very exciting because there's a lot of debate about who the heck is he going to play, because there's so much excitement about the fact that, first of all, Christian Bale is even joining the cast, because let's be honest, I mean, he's a fantastic actor, so it kind of makes you think like, okay, who are they going to cast? The first one that was the most obvious one, option A, let's call it, and I want you to leave your prediction about who you think he's actually going to be cast as in this particular film. That is assuming that it all goes through, but it definitely seems like he is, where like the rumor here is much more than just a rumor. It definitely seems like it's likely to happen from everything that I've seen. So let's go on ahead and assume that he's been cast. Who does he play? So let's go on ahead and debate that. In the comments, leave your suggestions. I'm going to present 3 that I think of are possible, and then obviously voice the one that I think is most likely. So first and foremost would be the role of Beta Ray Bill. I think that would be the most obvious one, the most popular choice when many people were selecting him. And I guess it makes sense. Look, they've chosen other high caliber actors and then given them CGI roles. Like you look at Groot and Vin Diesel, you look at Rocket Raccoon and Bradley Cooper. So it's not like it's unheard of for Marvel to pick a character or pick an actor, sorry, of a pretty high stature and caliber and then give them a CGI character. I would be kind of surprised by that for Christian Bale, just because I never kind of think of him as like a voice actor. So it would be interesting for him to play a CGI character in Beta Ray Bill. But who knows? Maybe they'll go like with prosthetics and everything, which would be very interesting looking. I don't know if they could pull that off, but who knows? Maybe they will go on ahead and cast him for Beta Ray Bill. So that's the most obvious pick. That's the one that a lot of people pick. Now, here's the least obvious pick, and that is option B, and he would be Hercules. So I think that he would actually make for a pretty awesome Hercules, especially because Christian Bale's a little bit older now, so he would kind of fit that more mature Hercules look that we've seen in the comics. I think that would be pretty cool. I know people are going to say he's not like muscular enough probably to stack up against Thor and things like that. Again, he was ginormous when he was Batman, so I'm sure he could, you know, work out. I don't know how quickly he could bulk up to that size, but I'm sure he could possibly get to that scale, or heck, they might not even have to have like his version of Hercules be quite that bulky, you know? So maybe they'll just go that route. Who knows? I guess time will tell, but I think that that's an interesting pick. That's probably the least likely to happen, but I think he would be an interesting casting there. I don't think it's very likely, just because I don't see him appearing in more than one movie, which is why I think option C is the one that he's actually going to be cast for, and that is the villain of the film, Dario Agger. Now, we don't know any confirmation that that's the actual villain of the film, but I think he would make for a great Dario Agger, because first of all, he would come in just like most of the other Marvel villains have been, one time, one and done. You know, they appear in one movie, then for the most part, most of them never appear again, which is a bit unfortunate. Hopefully they'll change that as the MCU series continues, but the point here is that he could be the human form of Dario, and then, of course, if you didn't know, Dario can turn into a Minotaur, so once that happens, he'd obviously become a CGI character and offer some sort of a physical threat to, let's say, Thor, Jane Foster Thor, and possibly Beta Ray Bill. So let me know what your idea is about Christian Bale in this particular world. Do you think that, first of all, it's exciting that Christian Bale is joining now a Marvel movie? Of course, he appeared as Batman in 3 different Christopher Nolan Batman films, so that was fantastic. I don't think he'll be a recurring character. I think he's going to be cast for just this one movie, which is why my bet is that he's going to end up being the villain of this film, and one that would make sense for them to battle against is the Minotaur and Dario Agar. So there you go, guys. Let me know what your idea is down in the comment section below. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little first episode. And if you did, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. I'll be back next week with some more geeky news. Peace. See you later, guys.